From the chronicles of the first steam kings, there were no gods in Tykos when Rheon Calder made the earth breathe. The village stood bare among the high hills of Marder's Reach, a scatter of stone hovels and blackened chimneys straining under cold skies. The old ones spoke of magic, of how the wells once sang and the air once danced with light. But no such things remained. The gods had fled or died or turned their faces, and in their silence, steel became prayer. Rheon was the last blacksmith of Tykos. His father had beaten iron into plowshares, and his father's father had reforged swords into hinges for barn doors. But Rheon's forge spoke a new language. He didn't listen for the voice of gods. He listened for pressure, for rhythm, for heat contained and released in sacred measure. People thought him mad at first. They said he kept a heartless fire, that he walked the old forge in the middle of the night, whispering to vats and valves as if they were kin. Children dared each other to peek through the workshop slats and swore they saw pistons move without hammer, wheels turn with no oxen. They were not wrong. In the year 841 post-sundering, Rheon Calder did what none had done since the silence fell. He made something move that ought not to move. He built the first working steam engine. It wasn't elegant. It hissed like a serpent and bucked like a wounded bull. But it turned the forge bellows without wind. It drove the water wheel when the river froze. He harnessed coal and oil to burn for days, heating water sealed in thick bronze cylinders, until pressure, growing like thunder in a jar, pushed iron rods and turned a wheel. And with that wheel, power returned to the world. Word spread, as it does with all forbidden wonders. At first only farmers came, to see if this heat-born god could sharpen a plough faster. Then the millers, asking if it could turn stone to flour in the dry months. Then the woodwrights, the miners, the healers needing clean instruments, the warlords. Rheon refused most of them. He taught only 3 apprentices and kept his design etched not on parchment, but onto plates of hammered iron. "Paper can burn," he said, "but steel remembers." His iron designs, thick, bolted and buried under the floor, would later become the founding archive of Tykon's grand workshop. But not all power breeds peace. By the year 853, 3 nearby villages had burned, raised by a minor warlord who demanded Rheon's device for his own. He offered gold, then soldiers, then death. Rheon did not yield, so Tykos made ready for war, and this is where the story turns. Not with swords, nor gods, but with gears. Rheon stripped his engine to its bones and rebuilt it into a weapon. A wagon clad in riveted plate, steam-powered wheels turning of their own accord, belching smoke and flame. It had no magic, it needed none. When the warlord's men arrived, they found the fields empty and the forge quiet. But then the Iron Boar rolled from the trees. That was what they called it later. The first combat walker, though it had no legs. Just thick wheels and spiked prow, pipes screaming like a demon's horn. It crushed the vanguard in a single charge and burned oil over their wounded. Tykos drove them back, not with numbers, but with invention. By spring of 855, the warlord was gone, and Rheon, once a blacksmith with soot on his brow, was now Forge Master Calder, elected by common vote to lead the village's defense, industry, and trade. He declined every title but one, engineer. By the turn of the century, Tykos had doubled in size. The forge works ran day and night. Grain mills powered by Calderite engines, as they were now called, fed half the region. Caravans came with lumber, coal, and ore. Rheon ordered a ring road laid, cobbled and reinforced with stamped iron rods. The first freight tram, a low, steam-drawn train, rolled out in 907. Tykos was dead. Tykon was born. Named by Rheon himself, not for glory, but for clarity. The past was silence, he told his apprentices, and we do not serve silence. We serve the song of pressure, of motion, of what is built. When Rheon Calder died in 932, his tomb was not engraved with symbols of faith, only with the words, heat, pressure, motion. This is the God that did not leave us.